Scott for the Ring magazine. Delighted today to join with Billy Nelson here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The night after Martin Bakole's draw against Efe Ajagba. Billy, I appreciate you giving me your time. Yeah, I guess first things first. How's the feeling? What, perhaps not even sort of 12 hours after Martin's fight against Efe?
Very glad that we get welcomed back by His Excellency to Saudi. They've treated us really well, as they do all the time. With regards to the fight, I'm disappointed with Martin's performance. Although initially I thought we may have lost it by a round. I watched it again and it was very easy fight to score. It was 5 rounds each. Martin won 2, 4, 8, 9 and 10. 4, 8, 9 and 10 convincingly. And it was for me it was a clear draw.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Obviously there is disappointment. I think Martin was definitely the favourite going into that fight. So yeah, from your point of view, or with it being a draw, what do you think went wrong, and I guess why Martin wasn't able to win yesterday?
It was too heavy. It was too heavy. His feet couldn't get there quick enough because of the extra weight. The slimmer version of Martin Bakole, his feet get him there and keeps Ajagba. He would have kept Ajagba under, but he'd have stopped Ajagba. He'd have closed the distance down, got more shots off. People say he wasn't fit. Well, he won 8, 9 and 10 clearly. Yeah. So the fitness is there. It's just carrying that extra timber. It's not good. It's not good at all.
Yeah, because that was the main criticism for the Parker fight was obviously coming in heavy, which he took on 24 hours notice. You can't take that.
You can't say anything about a Parker fight.
No,
because
of course.
That's just.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying when he comes in at 300 pounds against Ajagba, having a camp, you must understand that there's no real room for any excuses to come in that heavy, which, as you say, already
I'm not giving you any excuses whatsoever. No. I mean, I'm in the gym with Martin. I'm not with him 24/7. I can't determine what goes in and out his mouth, food wise. Although when I left 2 weeks ago to go to Wales, he was 20 stone 6, and he was coming to Saudi the following day. So I've assumed easily he'd hit 20 stone, which would have meant he would have lost 35 pound. Had he have hit 20 at the 20 stone mark, which was my target. And I couldn't believe his skills, because I never was weighing him, because he was looking good in the gym, and he's come in at 299. So yeah, a bit disappointing in that respect.
That's what I was going to say. I guess when the problem now has obviously been addressed, so when it comes to moving forward, do you feel like you would have to take extra care in terms of Martin's weight, etc., like when it comes to these things now? Is it was clearly a problem yesterday and before. What's
happening in the future, whether Martin likes it or not, we're getting a nutritionist in. We're going to hire a nutritionist. The problem with being a nutritionist is, what people don't understand is Martin is a vegetarian, and he's a bit stubborn in the respect he doesn't eat much British food. Everyone's African Congolese food, and he buys it in certain shops in Glasgow. So I don't know. I mean, a nutritionist will help undoubtedly. He's got to be stricter, much more stricter and disciplined with himself. But I'm also bringing in an American strength conditioning coach. I think that'll be very beneficial for Martin.
Do you think he'll understand that now? Off the back of last night, he'll understand that, look, and I can't be coming in that heavy. I need to be more disciplined in a sense with the food.
He's got to understand it, or he'll not have a future, or the future that I know that he's capable of. I was disappointed. I've seen him do things in the gym that I've not seen other fighters do. And to see, the conditioning, the belly, and for me that's a substandard Martin Bakole performance, because he's so much better than that.
Was there anything that surprised you from Ajagba for the way he performed?
No, as I said to you prior to the interview, Ajagba's he's a good fighter. Ajagba's okay, but Ajagba's power is overrated, because he'll knock out guys at a certain level, but the better guys that are on his record, he's not done it. Like the Italian boy,
Guido Vianello.
Frank Sanchez. No, they're decent heavyweights. He never remotely came close to stopping either of the two.
Would the rematch be the ideal option for you next, in a way?
I would like the rematch just to put that to bed. However, His Excellency spoke to me and Martin last night, and he's got a different view, and he's got something else, I think, lined up for us.
Yeah.
He's not told us exactly what it is, but he used certain words to suggest it's much, much bigger.
Yeah, so from your point of view, when it does assess options, there wasn't. Do you still feel like obviously there is like that doubt when it comes to a Jagba fight, that people, like the public, would want to see that rematch? So, but I guess it depends on really what you think, if there's be a bigger option in the way.
It doesn't really depend what I think. It's although I'm his manager, if Turki Al Sheikh says to you, "There's £10 to go and fight a Jagba," or "There's £50 to go and fight him, and if you beat him, you fight for a world title," what are you going to do?
Yeah, obviously the take the bigger offer and the better offer. No,
well, it's not necessarily just a bigger offer financially. It's what you can get on the back of it.
That makes sense. No, I completely understand that. Yeah, Billy, just sort of quickly moving on from Martin, I did want to touch on Richard as well. Obviously successful in his heavyweight debut, and the first fight with yourself in the corner. Was you happy with what you saw from Richard yesterday?
Very happy. He followed instructions. He's been working very, very hard and diligently in the gym. He's a perfectionist, is Richard, down to his food. And I mean, I've never seen a guy smiling as much as him week after fight, because he's used to living off a one meal a day for the last week, maybe 10 days of his camp. So, but from a boxing perspective, that guy went the distance with Moses Tamu, 6 rounds. He went the distance with Solomon Dakis. Fraser retired him, and he retired against Richard last night. I thought his jabbing was good, his variation of jab was good. There's just one wee thing, he's got a bad habit that he done last night, and I asked him to correct it. When he corrected it, he was so much better. But then he reverted back to doing it again. So, you know, old habits die hard in many cases. And the old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you can, because you'll see a vast improvement. Although I'd like to see Richard drop down to Bridgerweight.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to ask you. There's a lot of options at heavyweight, though. I think a lot of people would potentially like to see a Lawrence Bakole fight get remade. And I know I put out a tweet about a potential Fabio Wardley fight, which you said that you'd be happily take that. Yeah, but ideally, Bridgerweight would be a better option than maybe the potential big fights at heavy.
Well, I think I'm not exact. I know Kevin Larena's a world champion. I don't know how he got on Thursday night.
He won.
Did he
he won. Yeah.
Points?
I actually don't know that. I think so. I'm not too sure.
So, and I don't know if is there any other Bridgerweight world champions.
WBA have their own, it's called Super Cruiserweight, which is like a glorified Bridgerweight, and I think I'm not even too sure who the champion is for that weight. So
that would be the ideal weight for him, because he's 35 years old, he's 17 stone. Now, if he was a 26-year-old growing into the weight with a bit more natural growing to do, then yes, you would pursue the heavyweight career. But he's 35, He's 35. Will he get much bigger? I don't know. I don't know if he can get much bigger. He'd maybe be putting on the wrong weight. He's a specimen of a man, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, very jealous. Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. Before I do let you go, I'm just sort of flipping back on Martin. I know it's fresh early. It's he's not even sort of boxed 12 hours ago. But if there was an ideal time where you'd want him sort of back returning, do you know when that could potentially be?
Well, there's talk he could be fighting in July, which means I've told him that you'd have a week off and then straight back into it. But that was if he was rematching Efe. But if it's the other thing His Excellency was talking about, I don't even know the date for that. Yeah. Okay. But he's been lucky. Well, he's had 2 fights this year. I'd like another 2 fights. So if we could get out July, August, September, and then one at Christmas, that'd be ideal for us.
Good stuff. Billy, look, I appreciate you taking time to speak to me. Means a lot. And yeah, I know I've got the Rangers games coming on soon, so I will let you go.
Come on,
yeah, I'll let you go, but appreciate it, mate. Top man.